Hello, I'm Felix, and I'm WAVAW's Manager of Social Change. We're all set to go with our T-Door stream in a moment, but first I want to acknowledge and share our grief about the hate crime committed in Colorado last night. We lost 5 people from queer community in a shooting at a nightclub and beloved community space, and at least 18 more were injured. This, of course, was the evening before Trans Day of Remembrance, where we grieve for trans lives lost this year, particularly trans women of color. This morning, I was shocked to see the news, even though I know that hate is on the rise against my community. We know that violence against queer and trans people is systemic and ongoing, even as we're shocked by attacks like this, and so we call on those empowered to do better. I want to extend an invite to queer and trans community to reach out to WAVAW for support as we learn more about this loss. Our crisis line volunteers are ready to support you, so please call if you need to talk. Please be gentle and take care of your vital selves. This world needs you, and we're here for you.
Hey everybody, thank you for joining WAVAW's Trans Day of Remembrance virtual event. My name is Sara. My pronouns are they, them. I'm the Meaningful Inclusion Lead at WAVAW. I am coming to you today from the unceded lands of the Musqueam, Squamish, and Tsleil-Waututh people, which most of you probably know as Vancouver. For those of you who don't know, WAVAW is a feminist, anti-oppressive, decolonizing rape crisis center operating on the same lands, the unceded Coast Salish territories. We provide services to survivors of sexualized violence who have shared experiences of gender marginalization, which is to say, we serve cis women, trans women, two-spirit, trans, and or non-binary people. We advocate for social and systemic change through education, outreach, and activism. Today, November 20th, is Trans Day of Remembrance. This is a time to honor and remember the trans people who have died due to violence over the past year, with the majority being trans women of color. We gather together to read their names and light a candle for each one, and by the end, we are surrounded by hundreds of flames, representing both the spirit of resistance and the immense grief that exists side by side for trans people. At WAVAW, we know that sexualized violence and the murder of trans women, and especially trans women of color, are caused by the same systems of oppression, which is to say, it is caused by transphobia, transmisogyny, racism, and colonialism. We know that feminism is not a safe haven from oppression, and that much of the transmisogyny in the world is done in the name of feminism. So despite some various mixed messages from government officials, COVID isn't over, but we want to connect with community on this important day in a way that is accessible for folks who are disabled, immunocompromised, or just COVID cautious. I thank you all for joining us for this very important time. We are very excited to have an amazing artist here with us today. Angelic Goldsky, they, them, is a queer, trans, Jewish poet. They love exploring themes of rebirth, transness, and transcendence. They are a co-founder of the transgender expression Haven, thehaven.lgbt.
I saw an angel turn into a siren. Another trans person was dying. Have you ever seen a lion turn into a ghost? Teach me something. God doesn't know how to mourn the loss of a rose. A rose. A rose falls onto a grave. And how grave is it? The loss of not knowing your own kid. I rose. How grave is it? I rose. All of us that were dead named in the afterlife. Made ghosts while still in the living room. Teach me something more beautiful than death, then. Teach me something more than this cosmic rotting flesh, then. Teach me something unknown to the heavens, then. Not God's atoms, not my personal why, not the course of creation, not the makeup of extraterrestrial life, not the shape of time. Teach me only this. Why love seems to grow its teeth in a hungered fist. Why will abandons families in the greatest hunt, playing an undignified game. How nuclear earth revolts against this greed. Unwombed, unmenstruated, unbled, unate. Under the earth, a hostile gruel is desperate to be cradled. And all religions in which we prayed ourselves to blood in the name of worship sing the cry of mercy. We have falsified what spirit is again and again. Praying to false gods who waged real wars against a trans future worth living. We mistook the magic as crucifixion, where resurrection is the giving room, and yet to scapegoated bodies, those who hold the blame, for those who cannot fathom that really God is change, and the volatile has never been God's plan, singing back down to the truth that really God is trans. Callous bone seems to parade its redless fruit deep in my faith, dug in dressing, dressed in dunk, the release of the sweet nectar of survival. Our infliction of pain is not innate, but really it is our life. Love me then, from ruin to ripe, from crusaded to conceived, from dead to alive, from prune to pulp, from miscarried to undrowned. Love me then, not when I die. Love me now, whole.
Thank you all for taking the time with us today. We encourage you to read the list of names of those who we've lost in the last year and reflect on how trans misogyny kills, as well as how the feminist movement has caused immense harm to trans women. If you're able to, it is always appreciated when folks reallocate funds to a trans person, an organization, or give to mutual aid funds. If you want to do an in-person event, you can attend the Surrey Dyke March Trans Day of Remembrance event in person on November 20th. You can check out the website for more information.